Right then, this is a quick walk around video, and this is for a Honda CR-V 1.6 SE diesel. As you see here, 2015 car, 15 plate, so it's got the new style, or the facelift model rather, with this new style front end, which looks absolutely fantastic on the car. You see there, it's really clean as well. The lights and lenses are completely clear, intact, no cracks, condensation in them at all. Come around the front of the car. Bonnet is very, very clean indeed. Hardly a stone chip with any note on there at all. That's a fly, by the way, the black thing you can see there. Coming down the near side first, really smooth on the panel work, lovely and clean. Front wing clean as a whistle. Near side front alloy, really, really clean as well. Always helps when the car alarm goes off, doesn't it? There we go. Main panel work again. Really very, very clean indeed. Near side rear alloy, again absolutely unmarked. Come around the back, just again the back gets the facelift treatment as well, the chrome strip down the middle, enlarged one, and little strip across the middle of the rear bumper as well. It's all very subtle, but it really does add up to a very, very smart looking car. Offside of the car, driver's side, as with the near side, is in just lovely condition. The panel works ever so clean. Just side rear alloy, doesn't any obvious marks on there at all. And then the remaining panel work is absolutely beautiful. It's not to say that there isn't or there aren't any light marks somewhere on the car. Of course there will be somewhere, but you'll have to look for them very hard indeed, because nothing stands out immediately to me whilst doing the video. And the rear alloy is lovely as well. So, and at the time of going to press, this is one of the keenest priced new shape CR-Vs anywhere in the country. Just coming inside the car now, and it's just a massive amount of rear legroom in these CR-Vs, and I'm not cheating because those front seats are set for me and I'm over 6 foot tall. Rear seats are in beautiful condition. Back of the car's really nice, and that's not always a given on CR-Vs or any SUV, or SUV if you like. Just because that they are used for family use, so they can be quite bashed about. This one's been given very light use. So coming in the passenger side, so the wind's picked up, so hopefully you can still hear me. Front passenger seat again in lovely, lovely condition. Comes the driver's door card, again all lovely and clean. Full set of original CR-V mats, as you know, I've spotted already. And driver's seat again is in super order. So sat inside the car now, engine's running through the section so the dash can be seen illuminated. Dash itself looks pretty much as new, it's in beautiful condition. It's a big screen audio system there. Pop the car into reverse. You have that lovely clear gridded parking camera, which you can configure differently if you so wish, but all working exactly as intended. All the switch gears have been kept really nicely, all works absolutely perfectly as well, by the way. Come across to the dashboard there for you. You can see 45,441 miles. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all. Multifunction steering wheel with cruise control. Auto lights, auto wipers. You've also got parking sensors front and rear to complement the rear parking camera as well, but it is in beautiful condition in here. Finally, just to quickly show you, owner's manual pack is here and present with the car, as is very importantly the locking wheel nut key. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda CR-V, and it's the 1.6 SE model. This particular car is registered, if I can read it, OW15VHE, and mileage is 45,435 miles. The reason we do the videos is basically so that anyone that's looking online at the car in an advert gets to see that car in operation. We're fully aware of the fact that many of our customers travel not just over the UK but Europe as well to come and buy our cars, so the least we can do is to go to the time and effort to do this for you. It can be very, very frustrating to go and see a car which looks great in the advert, only to find out when you get there it's got a fundamental mechanical fault which would manifest itself whilst driving the car, and that's it. So it can be just a waste of everybody's time, and we know that. So that's why we do it. It's also done on these very quiet country roads in this lovely part of Gloucestershire, and very, very close to where we work. and on part of the same test drive route, so you can get to feel what I'm feeling as I'm doing the video. Let's come to the car itself. As always, engine starts absolutely instantly, settles to an absolutely smooth, even idle. No warning lights at all on the dashboard relating to the engine or any other part of the car for that matter. But the engines themselves are just fantastic units. It's a very smooth, refined engine, as you'd expect from Honda. It pulls beautifully, by the way, so don't think for a second that the 1.6 is going to struggle, whereas the old 2.2, which is great an engine as it was, quite the opposite. This has got more immediate pick up and go than the 2.2 ever had. It really is. It's a fantastic unit, and that's the way the engine's been set up with its turbo. But it's a joyful engine to use, and the fuel economy is brilliant on them. It's at least 5 miles per gallon better than the previous engine, 2.2, in my personal experience of them anyway. Engine then feeds through clutch and into gearbox. Clutch is absolutely perfect on the car. Bike point is exactly where it should be, and it's nice and smooth and positive in actuation as well. Gearbox in the vehicle, 6-speed of course, and it is probably the best gearbox in its class by quite a long way actually. It's the quality of the gear shift. It's absolutely brilliant, really short in throw, lovely slick operation. It feels very sporty actually to use. It's, you'd expect it in a much sportier car than this, given the way it operates, and it's a lesson to other manufacturers and just how to do something like this, because it's quite often manufacturers seem to think it's an excuse because it's an SUV to give it a long-winded wafty gear change to make it feel truck-like, whereas Honda make it feel as car-like as possible, and they've done a superb job on it. Can't feel anywhere in the linkage at all, by the way, all exactly as it should be. Just bear with me 1 second, just make sure my camera's still going. That's good. Yep. Steering on the car, absolutely perfect. There's no wear in it at all. It just feels absolutely rock solid. Beautifully set up, perfect weighting for the car, very accurate, precise. The track's absolutely bullet straight. There's no vibrations at all, by the way, coming back to this steering wheel at any speed up to the legal limit. And it's just perfectly suited to this style of car, so it's not so quick to be unsettling for passengers rather. So when you turn it, you don't get immediate kind of rocking away, but it's quick enough to be precise, as I said, and perfectly in tune with the chassis. Because the chassis, again, like all cars, it's a compromise. This is a family car predominantly, so the most important things are clearly going to be comfort, but also body control. Because if you have too soft suspension, which feels lovely on the straight roads, through the corners it can be a nightmare. It can make rear seats particularly unwell because you get this lolloping and wallowing about motion with higher up cars. Or if you go too firm, of course, you just end up with a rock hard ride. And this just strikes, in my opinion, a perfect balance. Also on test drive, I'm just listening out for any noises under the car, that any clonks or knocks that shouldn't be there, and there's nothing at all on the vehicle. Brakes on the car, make sure no one's behind me. Nice brake pedal. The brake pedal's absolutely spot on. What I'm looking for again is just when you hit the brakes, there shouldn't be any kind of vibrations coming through the brake pedal, and no vibrations either. And also the car should stop nice and straight. It shouldn't sort of deviate off left or right in any sort of violent motions, and this is perfect in that respect. Looking around inside the car, it's not quite as clean as some, not because it's not clean, but just because my wife's driving it, so it's not been sort of clean for the video, but it is still very clean in here, of course. Beautifully made, they really are. There's no squeaks, no rattles, nothing at all. It just feels like I'm driving one out the factory. That's the way these Hondas tend to feel. It's a real world build quality, as I always say, and Honda do it fantastically well. It's also a lovely dashboard to sit and operate, using day in, day out, because it's actually very simple to use. Everything working exactly as it should. So you've got the rear parking camera on the audio unit there. Dual zone climate control, so you can have different temperatures side to side, and it pumps out absolutely ice cold air, so all working exactly as it should as well. Dashboard in front, simplicity itself, again, all legible, easy to take in the information, everything working exactly as intended. Temperature gauge running at a third, which is exactly where it should be on a Honda car and up to operating temperature. This model also gets auto lights, auto wipers, cruise control, which works perfectly. And then you've got your hands-free functions and information display function on the steering wheel as well. But it's just a lovely, lovely car to drive. I mean, you know you're driving a quality car when you drive one of these. It has that feel of build integrity, so sorely lacking in some cars of this age and mileage. But you can just also see why they're so popular, because it's just such a pleasant place to sit and drive. As always though, any questions about the car, because there's nothing to report back on this, it drives perfectly, don't hesitate, do call us.